Good? Huh? Yeah. Okay, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
You hear yourself. That's what you hear.
I mean, yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start.
So the hood is done.
The hood is almost done. We're almost done with the hood. We're almost done with the side fenders. We're almost done with all the sheet metal. It's funny because you'll build one thing, but then you'll put all the other pieces together. If it's off a little bit, you gotta pull it all back apart like 100 times.
Yeah.
That's the part that people don't see. With this, everything's been changed so much. So when we bought the hood, we bought the hinge stuff. Mm-hmm. We've changed it all. We've completely redone it all. Even the hinge parts, even where they bolt, how they bolt, because all the angles and everything have changed.
Yeah.
Nothing's the same. Nothing's the same where they bolt. So you can see where we've cut, we've welded, we've pieced, we've shimmed, we've fit. So at this point right now, we're pretty dang close. We've redone everything. We've changed everything. We've changed the way everything kind of screws to the hinge assembly. The way everything latches. It's kind of hard to explain. And what's made it so difficult is just trying to figure out all the different angles that have been changed on this car, you know? Because it's like, we try to start at a neutral position, you know, like I've said before, but we didn't even really know where that neutral position was, so.
Yeah.
But like I said, all we're doing right now is we're finishing up all the metal finish work. It's pretty dang close. Fenders are close, side panels are close, gaps around everything are really nice. Gaps along the hood to the cowl are really nice. We've got all our bumper brackets made, so we can we're almost at a point where we can put the car together. Tim can come in. And we can, you know, figure out where he wants the bumper, if he wants one at all. I hope he doesn't, but that's just whatever. That's me, I guess. We're playing with rear bumper brackets. We're trying to get 3 different positions with that as well. We're trying to figure out where to cut the holes because we don't want to cut too big of holes if he doesn't want a rear bumper, which I hope he doesn't. So, because the metal works so nice and the body lines all around. I don't want to cover it up.
Through.
We're gonna come through, yeah. So, he's fitting up those ribs that go underneath there, that are the support for the hood. But it's all changed, so we gotta you gotta heat and shrink and bend and put them up in there and see if the contour fits to the new contour of the hood. So it's just a battle of putting it on, taking it off, 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 putting it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. And that's literally what it is. Because you got to fit it up. There's no other way to really. You can measure. If you build it on the table and then you come over here and you try and put it on the car, it's something that's completely different. You know.
How much of that were you expecting in this particular build?
Not that much.
Do you find that you are continuously?
I understand either one, so
surprised
just run with it.
With how much more there constantly is? Like,
oh yeah. You've been here. You've seen it. You've seen the different stages. It's all these. Planning out all these batteries and laying out the batteries, that's all new to us, and there's not much space in this car.
No.
So we had to utilize every extra inch of space that this car had.
And that's actually funny. I was going to ask about the trunk. The battery lids in the trunk. I I see that some of them are marked. Is that where some bead roll is going to go?
Yeah, we're going to do some bead rolls there.
All right, and then I see that Brian cut out little divots for the trunk hinge.
For the trunk hinge, yeah. So and he probably didn't have to, but I said let's just make it so after they put upholstery, there's plenty of clearance, on it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you got to take into consideration too is when you do upholstery and this stuff, you need clearances on everything. So now I have Brian all afraid because I keep telling him leave clearance for upholstery. So now he's calling me every 10 minutes. Did I leave enough? Did I leave enough room? Did I?
Yeah.
Yes, Brian. Yes. I way. No, I'm about to sound like you. Underestimated it? Yeah. Under or over? Both. Underestimated. I started questioning myself. Under?
I think under.
Over. Underestimated. What do you think?
What is it related to?
Like the amount of work?
The amount of work?
You underestimated.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say I way underestimated this thing.
Underestimated.
Now everybody's saying
I think that's what it is. I think it's underestimated.
Yeah, I underestimated it.
Yeah,
I
no,
totally
I'm not
underestimated this thing. Totally. Had no idea. Well, put it this way. If we would have kept going with the gasoline engine and everything else, this car would probably be painted by now. Yeah. And pretty much done. Yeah. It would have been a much simpler process.
Do you really think that I mean, you still would have had the issues with the hood and with setting the grill back and with the fenders.
Yeah, but it don't matter. You got to think about it. We wouldn't have had to rebuild
floor,
another floorboard, another firewall, another chassis, another.
But a lot of this you would still have gone through regardless. I mean, you still would have realized that you needed to adjust the hood and the whatever and the brackets.
We would have, but we would have realized
But none of the battery boxes, none of the placement for that.
Yeah, no. So that's why it's taking so long. It's just.
I feel like that's something that I mean, it's so easy to say in here and when you're here, but I feel like, some people comment about like, Jesus, like take it somewhere else. They could have done this. Like they do this for a living. They build cars for a living, but it's one of those
it's not a TV show.
It's not only not a TV show, but you build cars for a living. This is just not something, no one's done this before. So any shop is going to ultimately be, though they may have done like a different path, they ultimately would have come up with some of the same issues and hurdles that you did when they stood back and were like, oh shit, this fender is wonky, or the grill needs to be adjusted, which means that this needs to be done, which means that this. You can't see all of the work in the sense that there's not new pieces every week, but I can see the work because I see the progress of where like the hood fits slightly different than it did last week. And because I've been here so many times to see how much time and energy and effort and focus, because you have to be able to be like, okay, so it feels good, it looks right, I have to step back, I have to like, you start putting together how much time and energy and effort it's taken.
And I'm anal, Tim's anal.
No.
Just a little bit. And we want it perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna accept it. So to go perfect, you have to go backwards. Most people will come in here and a lot of my regular customers that have never done a car before will come in here and they'll see it with the fenders on, everything in,
and think that it's
and think that oh my God, you're ready for paint and this and that, and then they come in the next week and it looks like this, and the fenders are off and the side panels are off, and they're like, what the hell happened? Well, it wasn't good here. How come you didn't catch it? How come you didn't catch it when you were doing it the first time? Well, because we made changes, we fit it up, and when we fit it up, it did look okay. But a gap was off here, and a gap was off here.
And when you start to adjust
and
this gap,
when you start to adjust those, everything else starts moving, and there you go. You're in a bucket of can of worms, and then you got to sit there and scratch your head. How am I going to do this in a fast, way to get it done as quick as possible? And here you are. So, I feel fine.
It's looking good.
If people want to see it done overnight, go watch one of those cheesy, crappy fucking TV shows where they build a piece of shit in 7 days.
The more I've been doing this for over a year, I've been coming here, the more I realize like people just.
I'm not that guy.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's why
you don't do this, if you're not actually in a shop, if you don't build your car, if you've never done your own car in your garage, you literally just don't know what you're talking about.
That's why I quit doing TV too. Because they really wanted you to finish a car at this magnitude in 3 months. And you're like, well, you can't. But I was. But they're like, how were you doing that? Well, I was putting 25 guys on that car and we were working 24-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm 50, I don't have the energy, and
It's too much.
yeah, it's too much.